Today on the Brock Matherne Show, we look back at a thrilling Week 2 win over Salmen. We highlight our players of the week. We look ahead to the Sam Houston Broncos, and we check in on our Subvarsity and middle school teams. Welcome to the Brock Matherne Show, your weekly all-access pass to EA football. And now, with your host Eric Brownfield, is head coach Brock Matherne. All right, we're here, Brock Matherne Show. This is Coach Brownfield with Coach Matherne. Coach, how you doing? We're in week 3 now, so we're in the rhythm of the season. We're in it. We're a long way to go, but we're now definitely in it. So how you doing?
Yeah, starting to feel normal as far as lack of sleep. Starting to feel like a normal routine. But no, I mean this is like Christmas for me. Football's a 12-month-a-year sport. You're working all year to get to 10 games, that's guaranteed. So, and they go by fast. But no, I'm doing great. I'm enjoying every single day. This is a special group to be around. They make it fun. I could honestly say there's no real bad days where I'm going home and I'm either just frustrated or they just have a way about them that they just get better every single day. But overall, I'm getting used to being tired.
You have to. You absolutely have to. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started with our recap of the Selman game. We could probably spend an hour on this one. Good Lord.
I went
that
75% bald for this game.
Well, I went 100%, so there you go. All right, so let's see what we got here. Oh, let me see. Go back. Let me see. Let's do this here. There we go.
Yeah.
All right, so we start off here early on. Now, the scores on the top of the screen here, don't pay much attention to those. Huddle does some crazy things with that. It wasn't as bad as it's going to show up here, but
yeah. But no, that was again Jay Nursing 2 weeks in a row. Man. Once we could get him in open space and we do our job blocking, man, he's a legitimate threat for us on offense. He has some God-gifted speed that
acceleration.
Yeah.
He just up and from 0 to 60 in no time.
Right here, very proud of Donjel Smith. Right before this, he was out of position on a big first down pass play that we worked all week at practice, and he made up with it, reading the quarterback, getting a good drop, and going to make an interception right there for us. And then right here, look, I thought this was the start we needed for the second half. Came out of halftime, my guys was fired up in the locker room, and clearly we were fired up on the sidelines. And Dawson Landry, one of our captains, goes out there and makes a huge play. And really thought we was in control right there, and then the rest of the game happened.
Right, that right there, that moment is like after that, oh man, things got a little weird. But a textbook pick six. Right there.
Just perfect technique. I watched Coach Gaines go over this with them on a daily basis. Their footwork, and man, you look close enough on the film, you see if Dawson overruns it, Javon Javius was right behind him. Right. It looked like he could have picked it too.
Absolutely.
So just really proud of that execution right there on the defense's part.
Huge fumble recovery here.
Yeah.
I think we gave it right back.
Yeah, we did. Offense got there, and I believe we had a bad snap, bounced off of McCarty's head, and gives it right back to him. But, man, just really proud of our guys for continuing to fight through all the adversity.
And here's the sealer right there.
Right there to end the game, right? Just thought we did a great job with a never-give-up attitude. Thought we, Again, I just can't reiterate enough. I think the more our kids go through adversity and the more they defeat it, the better we're going to get. And look, of course, we wanted to have that game put away after that pick six and be able to go run the football and run the clock and get in a 4-minute offense. But that wasn't the case, and our kids did a great job of not wavering on the sidelines. Same for coaches.
So speaking of adversity, here it was, 4th and 1 from the 3. Walk us through what we were thinking. Calling this play and making this decision here, that's a tough call. 41 seconds left in the game, down
Coach,
2.
We said it last week on the show. Scared money don't make money. No, I mean, we was in a position where both of our holders for field goal extra point were down, and an emergency holder, Dawson, was getting snaps. And look, I'm extremely confident in Coach Dane Chapanche and what play calls he has, and we work red zone, 2-point conversions. We worked this area a ton during the week in practice. And, man, I trust what he does with the offense. And when I gave him the thumbs up, it was like, I had full confidence he was going to figure out what play, whatever. And I didn't even know the play call. I just told him go for it.
Oh, wow.
But, you know, we had the same opportunity in Brother Martin, in the same end zone, to go out there and win the game, because we was going to go for 2 if we got into the end zone. And right there, I just knew from the preparation, watching that offensive staff work together and watching the way they prepare our kids, I was just extremely confident in whatever he did. He was going to get the ball into one of our better players' hands, in Bryson Martinez, and the rest was history. We got out of there with a win.
There you go. I think a lot of people were saying, whoa, what are we doing? What are we doing? And then, all right, yeah, that's great. Great.
The old couch coach.
Oh, yeah. There were quite a few of those out there. But, hey, I think we're all that from time to time.
No doubt.
On Saturday and Sunday, we're all those guys, you know.
I'm the main one, sits on my couch and yells at Kellen Moore for his first 2 games of the season. So, no, totally understandable. But again, I get to watch these guys work throughout the week, so they make it easy to trust them.
There you go. There you go. All right, one more quick thing here before we move on. Zaylen Smith, starting quarterback, was out for the second half. So if you can, without disclosing anything specific there, just what happened there and how'd you feel about going with J.J. LaBeouf?
Yeah, man, I think mainly it was more precautionary than anything. When the doc comes to you and tells you the nature of what was going on, you don't argue it. You sit there and you go with it, because at the end of the day, what we do is all about the kids.
Right.
And his safety and health is more important than any football game we're going to play. And when it came down to that, it really is. I think our entire coach's office and team has extreme confidence in JJ, because I just explained to the team before we came up here, we named him the team MVP of the week. And that has nothing to do with statistics, has nothing to do with anything as far as touchdowns, yards. It has everything to do with how do you represent our program, what are you doing on a daily basis that can teach younger kids, and then at the end of the day, is it something that helps you develop in life? And JJ coming in as a senior, doesn't get named the starter, but every single day he works like he is. He's prepared just as much as anybody on the team. And it's a great testament to our players on the team of that. If you prepare like you are the starter and you go out there and every rep you get, you take advantage of the opportunity the way JJ does week in and week out. When your opportunity is called, you're going to make the most of it, and he did. If we don't have JJ LaBeouf, who knows what happens with the rest of that game. But it's a testament to him and how he prepares throughout the week and the way he practices, and it comes out, gets the start in the second half and helps lead us to victory.
I think people don't appreciate that enough because they don't understand limited first-team reps for a second-string quarterback. He went out there and did what he did in that second half with very limited reps. That's tough.
I tell you, for the people at home, a lot of people don't understand the amount of meetings we do, the walkthroughs we do. And I could say from the head coach's perspective of just watching offense and paying attention to everybody, because I'm always looking at the now, but I'm always looking too at the guys that we're going to need in the future and how are they working and how are they preparing. And watching JJ, there's never a time where he's not locked in on what we're doing.
Yeah.
So even when he's not getting the physical reps, he's getting the mental reps, which is a huge deal for us and for him, and it showed on Friday night.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and move on to our players of the week here. For week 2, we got 2 on offense, and we have 1 on defense and a special teams player. So let's start with Jamarius.
Yeah, Jamarius. 2 weeks in a row with 24 carries.
Man.
I told Coach Dane when he got here, we talked about McCarty because of in the JV season last year. I always said this, for those that don't know what gap scheme is, counter, power, things like that, running in between the tackles. He just ran it to perfection. He was always on point with what we was doing, and he wasn't a varsity running back last year, but we had extreme confidence coming into this year, his senior year, that he would be a great varsity running back for us. And 2 weeks in a row over 100 yards rushing. This week played a full 4 quarters, which helped us a lot. 176 total yards rushing, 3 touchdowns. But what people don't really get to see or know about the kid is that dude's a great kid.
Yeah.
He doesn't say much. He just shows up and goes to work. And he's the type of guy that doesn't need words to exemplify what we want out of our kids in the program. He shows it with our actions.
He absolutely was a kid last year in JV who put on a show every week. The hardest running JV running back I've seen in a long time.
For sure. It was like Friday nights on Tuesdays for him.
Oh, absolutely.
And then you have Bryson. It was hard to pick between them two because Bryson had a lot of plays that nobody notices. He blocked like the 4-star he is. He blocked like he's going to LSU on Friday. I joked with him. It's like they was playing that song "Let the Bodies Hit the Floor" when he was pulling up into the gaps, and he did a great job in the first half of blocking, and then in the second half, he made some really key plays when we needed him the most. When we needed our best players to step up, he stepped up, scoring 2 touchdowns, key touchdowns, and the game winner. Right. And I shot him a text this weekend, just proud of his growth and maturity since we got here, and it showed. It showed last week. There was multiple opportunities where he could have reacted emotionally, and he didn't. He was a team player, and I always tell him good things happen to good people, and it all came his way in there in the second half, and we, of course, we want to get him the ball when it matters the most, and he took advantage of it. And then you got old Dawson Landry. I call him the little mini honey badger. That dude is again. I talked about him last week with the captains. He's a special kid, a guy that you want to put at the front door of your program. But that big pick 6 for us. But not only that, he calls our defense. He's making all the different checks for us. I think he had 9 tackles on top of the interception for a touchdown. And I mean that one right there, he was just flying around like a madman. So that I won't say that was an easy pick, but when he sealed the deal with that pick 6, it kind of alarmed everybody that we think he'll be player of the week. We get out of here with this win. And then Cameron Stone gets the special teams player of the week for that field goal extra point block.
Huge.
Yeah,
huge.
That was a big one. Winning by 6, even if we did decide to kick the field goal, if he don't block that, who knows where this game goes. Right. And special teams is such a huge part of the game that I feel like a lot of high schools don't put enough emphasis on, and we put a lot of it, a lot of time into it. And blocking punts and blocking kicks is one of what we want to be our core DNA of special teams, and that was a huge one for him. So he got that special teams player of the week.
Well deserved. All right, we're moving ahead to the Sam Houston Broncos here. We faced them for the first time in school history last year. A decent first quarter last year, and then after that, man, it just the bottom kind of fell out for us, and the loss was 48-24. But we got a different Sam Houston team coming down I-10 this Friday night. So talk a little bit about what we've seen on film and what we expect on Friday night out of the Broncos.
Yeah, I think one coming from that area, being the head coach of St. Louis Catholic previously, I know Coach Chad Davis personally, and he puts a premier program out there. He's a great head coach, great offensive mind. We know he's going to have schemes ready that we haven't seen on film, but he lost a lot in his senior class. He has a really good offensive line with that left tackle that's committed to LSU. And, he's a little different than what we seen last year. You don't see as much of the vertical pass game, but he has a quarterback that's a bruiser.
There he is right there.
Yeah, taking off right there for a touchdown. And I believe he played tight end H-back for him last year. And, I mean, the scheme he's coming up with to fit his team, you can see that it's not about just running the offense. It's about getting the ball in his playmakers' hands. And he does a great job of that. We're going to have to be fundamentally sound. We're going to have to make sure tackles in open field, and make sure that we carry out our alignment and assignment. And then offensively, I think we have a great game plan going in. I know he has a new defensive coordinator. They're running a different defense than they did last year. But I feel good about our guys, especially after the last 2 weeks of them getting so many new starters, getting these live reps in games. I think we feel more comfortable. And, I think if we do what we're supposed to do, we have a great chance of winning.
There we go. Sam Houston, for the last decade at least, has been known for offense. And they don't mind outscoring you. Of course, after last week's game, I don't know how much more Gonzalez can handle. I don't
know how much I can handle.
I mean, I don't know. 10 o'clock is kind of late for a high school football game. And we've done 2 in a row now at 10 o'clock. So,
I would like to see some defense.
Right. But if not, buckle up. We might be 10:15, 10:30 this Friday night if that's what it takes, because both teams have been able to put up some points.
Yeah.
And we're seeing them play against Tollins Catholic, who we'll see week 8 there. So we got a little preview of them from, something to think about for the future.
Oh, yeah.
Our only game outside of Ascension Parish in the regular season.
Yeah, I tell you what, shout out to our principal and all the administration for when I got here that made this schedule. We got a good little road trips this year, getting to stay about 10, 15 minutes close to home.
It's unreal. Never seen anything like it before. All right, we're going to go to Subvarsity for a little bit. Don't want to spend too much time on this because, of course, it's not what we wanted there last night over at the pit. Freshmen lost to that school across the airline 21-7, and then JV 21-20 in a game that was tight there towards the end there and just couldn't quite. It ran out of time there to get back in that one.
Yeah, I mean, showing up a little late from practice for the 9th grade game. Look, our 9th graders work extremely hard. Our 9th grade coaching staff, they prepare well for everybody, and we had a little bit too many penalties, not protecting the ball. I thought we put ourselves in position to win, especially coming out of halftime, going score, making it a 13-7 game. But overall, like I tell our coaches and our kids, when it comes to Subvarsity, yes, it's key they keep scoring. We want to win every game that they keep scoring, but it's about the development of the kids and did the group get better and what lessons are they learning. And I believe today from film and walkthroughs, just going over everything from the game last night, I believe those guys did get better, and I'm just proud of the effort. Of course, we want to come away with the win, but I'm really excited about this 9th grade group and what they're going to be able to accomplish in their 4 years here at EA. And then I thought the JV team, with the injuries that we have, I thought they played hard, gave themselves the opportunity to win, recovered a big-time onside kick. You'd like to come away with points off of those all the time, but, we get the points off a deep ball to Jace Jones. And I thought Logan Hugh has done a great job of stepping in as the backup quarterback with Tristan Manuel injured at the moment. Logan Hugh, I thought, has played really good football for us. And, look, I think the same thing with that group is not so much of what's the outcome of the game, but what is the development and the progression week in, week out of us getting better. And I thought that they got better this week, and it showed last night. And now it's about getting back to it and continue to get better. And now the next step is to come away with the wins. And
the good news is we get to see these guys again next month.
7. Yes, sir.
On Burnside.
Oh, yeah.
Be looking forward to that Tuesday of Gator Week there. So that'll be it'll be fun to get a little revenge there if we can.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so let's move on down to our middle school minute here. Gonzales remained undefeated last Thursday at Spartan Stadium, right there with a big win over Prairieville, 38-22.
Yeah, I got to go to that game. Got to bring my 2 little boys with me. Banks put on a show tackling his little brother on the sidelines for majority of the first quarter. But no, man, extremely impressed with the organization of our middle school in Gonzales. Got some really good athletes. Got the running back number 1, as you see here on the screen. He's a special talent. Ran the ball really well. Has a really good vision of the field. Makes a lot of cutback runs. And then just our ability to get the ball out wide to one of our receivers, number 21. He made some big plays early on to get us out to, I believe it was a 12-0 lead to start the game. But just like I said last week, Coach Mike does a great job with those guys. They're disciplined. And they come out with a ton of energy that, me, I love to have fun on the football field, and those guys are doing that. But he has them structured, and I'm really impressed with the way that program is moving forward.
Now, as an old running backs coach myself, I'm looking at this picture, and all I can think is high and tight.
Yeah. Let's fix that ball security.
Yeah, that gap in between that elbow right there.
Ball security.
But I don't think anybody caught him. So he got away with that.
No, he's a special talent, man. It was fun to watch.
All right, so the Bulldogs have a break this week, so they're on their bye week. Yeah. So congratulations to them. Hopefully they can catch up on all that schoolwork and make sure they're getting those grades in, of course, as the 9 weeks is coming up there. And they got a big one against Dutchtown at Dutchtown High next Thursday. On to Central. Central beat Bluff last week. And, that's another impressive one there, as Bluff is not a bad team at all either.
No, and again, this is a very talented group that Coach has. Getting to watch some highlights. I haven't got to make one of their games yet. Going to try to get over there tomorrow and watch them play, I believe, down there in Donaldsonville.
Yeah, at Lowry.
And, look, I'm just extremely impressed with the coaches. Always organized since I've been here, going watch them play. They don't make a lot of mistakes, especially mental mistakes. But the thing I'm most impressed with this group, which I knew coming in because last year he had played so many 7th graders, we knew that he'll be talented, and it's showing. They off to a good start this season. So really excited about both our feeder schools and what both coaches are doing to develop them.
Absolutely. And you can see there they are at Lowry tomorrow, at Donaldsonville High School, Floyd Boutte Stadium. So that's a 5:30 start over there tomorrow. If anybody wants to get over there and see the Mustangs play, they'll be back on Burnside next Thursday night against Lake. That ought to be a big one.
Yeah.
So looking forward to seeing that one next week as well. All right, so we will have EATV will be on the live stream broadcast. Ralph Dillette and Tony Turo on the call. Those guys sounded like naturals.
Yeah,
man,
look, I watched them the night of. It was about 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm sitting there watching them, and he sent me a text the next day. How do we do? And I just told him I appreciate the kind words. I hope it stays that way all season.
Now look, those guys. I mean, those guys are going to tell it like it is now. So
Oh yeah.
you won't have to guess how they think, but I think they're pretty fair with it. I think they did a wonderful job. So we are broadcasting that game again, and we'll have one more next week against Denham, and then it'll be back to Rev. So we do have a little bit of a surprise for you here. We have a new segment we're going to do at the end here. It's called Ask Brock. So what I'm doing is I'm getting somebody on your staff every week to send an anonymous question for you.
Oh.
So that will stay secret there forever. But so we have our first one, and our first question is I think a simple one, and one some people probably are interested in here, and it's about your beard. So it's how long have you worn a beard, and how did it first start? Why did you decide to go with it? And have you ever thought of taking it off? Maybe like, hey, we get to the dome or whatever, make a deal with the team to take the beard off. So there you go.
So I've been having a beard since I was in middle school. It was patchy a little bit, but I want to say I'm probably the first one at Belle Chase Middle School that they had to have a shaving rule for. And then of course at our high school we had to shave throughout our high school careers, and when I got out of school, I said I'd never shave. Worked offshore, and I had to shave. So then when I got out of that and got into teaching, I said I'd never shave again. My thing with my beard, I feel like it's just kind of like an identity thing. Like I like it. Everybody that I'm around tells me they don't want to see me without a beard. I agree with them, but. No, I mean, look, I told our kids the only way I shave it, I said, we win a state championship, I'll shave that sucker in the middle of the gym. That's how bad I want to win a state championship.
I got you on film now.
Yeah,
so there you go.
Yeah. Look, get me the trophy and you can have the beard.
What a line. All right, Coach, so we're wrapping this up Friday night on Burnside, Sam Houston Broncos. Any final thoughts before we get out of here?
No, just thought last week was a great atmosphere. Thought our side of the stands was packed. We're gonna need all of Gonzales out there being loud and proud, supporting our kids, supporting our coaches, and help us fight on the victory. Let's get loud on those third downs in the red zone, and just bring the energy and show what Big Blue's all about.
There we go. All right, so you've been joining us on the Brock Matherne Show. This is Coach Brownfield for Coach Matherne. Have a good night, and go Spartans.
Go Big Blue.